anh thưa pha phải cũng đâu mà pha phải đâu thưa pha phải thưa pha ấy
So let's continue. We see how do we get equation of a straight line. Are we together? And this is a question that is going to help us to plot the graph. Are we together? It's going to help us to plot the graph of a straight line. And how do we get the equation of a straight line? Number one, you might be given a scenario where you have been given a point on the line, one point that is on the line, and the gradient of the line also. Are we together? So you need to get the equation. And remember, the equation always should be in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Y is equals to mx plus c. You must get the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c, where m is the gradient of the line, where m is the gradient of the line. Now, how can we get the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c, where m is the gradient of the line, if you are going to be given a point on the line, any point on the line, okay, and the gradient. Are we together? So we want to see how do we get that equation. Let's write down the following question. We are being told that a straight line, it's better you switch this side, would you? Switch there, just simply. A straight line whose gradient is 2, a straight line whose gradient is 2, passes through the point, it passes through the point A 1 5. Find the equation of the line. 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 A straight line whose gradient is 2 passes through the point A 1 5. Find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line. Now let's look here. I have said it can come in different ways. Sometimes you might even told to look for your own gradient. Right together? But this is a scenario where you are going to be given only one point on the line. Right together? And also the gradient of the line, and you get the equation. For example, a straight line whose gradient is what? 2. So the gradient is 2. You have been given the gradient. Passes through the point. You have been given one point, which is point A 1 5, right? Point A 1 5. Find the equation of the line. Now we need to get the equation of the line, right? And I said the equation of the line should be in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Are we together? And this is the equation that is going to guide us to draw the graph of a straight line. It's the equation that is going to guide us to draw the graph of a straight line. If it is the scenario of a graph, you will be given this equation and then you draw it on the graph. Are we together? But alternatively, you might be given a question, you derive your own equation, are we together? And then you draw the graph. Are we together? So I want to start from behind. A scenario where you have been given problem, or what problem, and then you are being told to draw the graph. Draw the graph. So, okay, yeah. So how can we draw this line? But remember, I have said, are we together? Remember, I have said that m is the gradient of the line. Are we together? M represents the gradient of the line. Are we together? And then the c represents the y-intercept. We are going to see what is the y-intercept. Okay? But for now, just understand that the c represents the y-intercept, the m represents the gradient. Are we together? So after getting the equation, Najib, after getting the equation that we are going to get here, which is our gradient? 2. So we must get 2 here. Are we together? We must get 2 here. We must get 2 here. continue. So I've said that for us to get the equation, this must be 2. It must be 2. It's okay, you scroll. The table. Yes. So the m should be 2. Are you together? If you are not going to get 2, not even a negative 2, a positive 2, you must get. Now let's work it out. So maybe I'll use the upper side of it to work it out. I'll work the upper, I'll work the top part of the, whatever, the question. So now if the screen, you can see the other side. Okay, then let's work on also. So a straight line whose gradient is 2 passes through the point A15, find the equation of the line. Number one, what we need to get is the gradient. But we have the gradient. The gradient is what? 2. Our gradient is 2. After that one, this is a straight line. We have been given only 1 point. Are you together? But there are many points, right? So we take any of the points. Are you together? But we don't take the numbers. The point should be in the form of x, y, right? The point should be in the form of x, y. Are you together? So I'm taking, and always I advise you to take x, y as your next point. Are you together? So my first point is x, y, right? The other point I've been given is what? 1, 5, right? So how do we get the equation of the line? How do we get now the equation of the line, the straight line? And it should be in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Are we together? So I'll come and say, can I wrap the question? Okay. I'll wrap the question. Hope you have the question. I'll wrap the question. So, I took and always took, when you're going to be given simply 1 point and a gradient, always take xy as the other point. Are we together? Not numbers, just take xy. Because xy can be 2, 3, can be 4, 5, we don't know. Okay? The other point I've been given is 1, 5. I've been given the gradient as 2, right? So the only thing I need is to get the equation of the straight line, right? Which should be in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Are we together? And my m must be 2. If I'm not getting 2, my answer is wrong. Let's work it out. So I will say change in y all over change in x is equals to the gradient. Are we together? Yeah. So what will be our change in y? Our initial point was 1, 5. Now we have xy as the second point, right? So what will be my equation? I will say y minus 5, right? Over x minus 1 is equals to 2. Are we together? So if I'm going to write 2 over 1, is it the same as 2? It is the same as 2. So why don't I put 1 here? Are we together? Yeah. And then we do the cross multiplication. Are we together? So I will say 1 into bracket y minus 5, right? 1 into bracket y minus 5 cross multiplication equals to 2 into bracket x minus 1, right? We open the bracket, y minus 5 is equals to 2x minus 2, right? We take this to the other side. I'll just wrap this one. We take 5 to the other side. It has a negative. So if it goes to the other side, it becomes what? A positive. Minus 2 plus positive 5 is what? 3, right? So my equation would be y is equals to 2x plus 3. Which is it the same, or you must get in the form of y is equals to mx plus c, where m is the gradient of the line. Are we together? And 3 is
X
what
is
called
going to be by itself.
x is going to be by itself, yeah, is the x. Are we together? And 3 is the y-intercept. And this is the equation of a straight line given a point and a gradient. Are we together? I will do another example very fast, just without writing the question. so that you can understand more before you do yours. I will say, I'll take any number. Like for example, I can say, given a point, point M is 2, 3, given the gradient is 1 over 2, or maybe let me use another gradient which is very different. Maybe say gradient is 2 all over 3, get the equation of a straight line. This is a scenario where I've been given one point and a gradient, right? So how can we get an equation of a straight line? We start by saying, but at the end of it, my equation should be in the form of y is equals to mx plus, where m represents what? The gradient of the line. So at the end of our equation, we must get 2 over 3 as the gradient. So we come and say change in y all over change in x is equals to gradient, right? How has our y changed? So I will take another point as x, y, right? So I will come and say y minus 3 over x minus 2 is equals to 2 over 3. Are we there? Cross multiplication is the next thing, right? So I'll multiply this and this, and then I'll say 3 into bracket y minus 3 is equals to 2 into bracket x minus 2, right? 3 times y is what? 3y, right? Minus 9, right? Is equals to 2 times x is 2x, right? Minus 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, right? So we'll have minus 4. Are we there? Collecting like terms together, minus 9 goes to the other side, it becomes what? 5, right? Minus 4 plus 5 is 1, right? So I will have a 3y is equals to 2x plus 1, right? Not yet. 9 went to the other side.
Yeah.
Minus 4 plus 5.
Negative 9 goes to the other side.
It's a plus.
Yeah.
So 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5, yeah. So we'll have a 3y is equals to 2x plus 5. Let's remove the 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by, this cancels out, right? So my answer will be y is equals to 2 over 3 x plus 5 all over 3. And this is the equation of a straight line. Where I say 2 over 3 represent what? The gradients. Understood? Understood? I give 1 or we continue? Give 1, right? Okay. Look for the equation of a straight line of a point n given as 6, 8, and the gradient is equals to 4. Get the equation of a straight line. That the point is n, 6, 8, the gradient is 4. It's not seeing the board properly. Yeah. It's okay. Going forward. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Y equals to 4x minus 16.
Y equals to?
4x minus 16.
Let's do it together. So we start by saying gradient is equals to change in y over change in x, right? We take in the point as x, y, right? As our second point, right? So gradient is equals to y minus
y minus
8 over
x minus
x minus
6
6 is equals to
4
4, right? I can say over 1, right? Cross multiplication is the next thing, right?
x
So I'll say 1 into bracket y minus 8 equals to 4 into bracket x minus 6, right? That will be y minus 8 is equals to 4 times x is 4x, right? Minus 4 times minus 6 is so 24, right? Good. 24. So we'll say y is equals to 8 goes to the other side, changes the sign, right? Minus 24 plus 8 is
16
minus 16, right?
plus
4x is 4x minus 16 is the equation of a straight line, where 4 is the gradient of the line. That is a scenario where we have given 1 point and a gradient.
So this is the
Equation of a straight. Now this is the one that we are going to take it to a graph. I'll show you how to get a graph. I mean, together it's very simple. The most important thing is this thing.
so this xy is 4 and 16 or what?
Which one?
4x
4x
minus
16.
16. So is the
Equation that represents the straight line. That straight line.
is the 4xx and the 16y or what?
X and I'm not
Yeah.
getting a little bit.
This 4 is gonna be right here.
No. 4 is not going to be there, okay? But the equation will be there. Are we together?
Okay.
Yeah. But maybe you want to get this one? You'll just assume. Are we together? We'll say assume x is going to be 0. What will be y? So you'll put 0 where there is a x. 4 into bracket 0 minus 16. So if x is 0,